Today we are going to talk about the Princess Invoice scam. We've got a promo from Cunard I think you should know about. We're going to talk about excursions and what to think about when you're deciding if you're going to go with a ship or go off on your own. We've got big changes coming to an Alaskan port, some things to think about that will really change the experience at one of the stops. And then finally we are also going to talk about Carnival Corp. They've released their earnings and how do things look for 2024? How did things go in 2023? So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Thursday, it's December 21st of 2023. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, will you please hit that subscribe button? And if you appreciate my updates, would you please give us a thumbs up? Yesterday in the comments, someone compared me saying that something good would happen to you if you gave us a thumbs up to selling indulgences. I didn't mean it that way at all, I am just teasing. However, I do believe that what you get out in the world is what you eventually will get back. And so doing a kind favor for someone, it will make your life better in some small way. So just wanted to put that out there and let you know I'm just teasing, and I just hope that you come here every day and enjoy my videos. Now let me tell you first of all about a Let's Go family member and about this Princess Invoice scam. So for quite some time now I have been sharing with you that we continually get mail that is supposed to look like it's from Princess. It's got the Princess logo there on the envelope. It's posted in Santa Clarita, California. These people are really good at making it look like it's coming from Princess Cruises. They have the Princess logo here. I'm not going to hold it up so you can't see my address, but they use the Princess logo and they have our booking number, our names, our address, and our booking number on the invoice every time. All right, we have reported it to the FTC. We've reported it to the post office in an attempt to try to let them know what's going on. I am hoping at some point Princess will put something out there to every person that they've got an email address for and say, hey, if any mail comes from Princess asking you for money, don't pay it. We've got a Let's Go family member who I'm really grateful. Sometimes it's really brave to share our experience, and I am really sad they lost money in this, and they wanted to make sure I remind all of you that this is not a real thing. So first of all, they got 7 pieces of mail, invoices in the mail, and finally got one saying that they were being sent to collections. So they called, they paid over $900 by credit card to the people asking for this money. When they got their credit card statement, they saw that the charges went to Princess Cruises on board. And if you pay money to Princess, it says Princess Cruises. It doesn't have the word on board there. And so now they are also trying to work with their credit card company to not only get their money back, but track down these people who are doing this. So I think it's really important that all of you are aware of this and don't ever give money to anybody who sends you mail for it or emails you for it or calls you on the phone for it, because not only is that not how Princess does it, but that's not how a lot of other places do it. If you get your gas bill in the mail or your electric bill or something that you know is the real thing, then pay it. But otherwise, don't. We even get a lot of emails, as I'm sure you do, with bogus invoices wanting us to pay money, all sorts of things. So just be so very cautious who you pay money to. But please know that this thing with Princess is not a real thing, and I'm hoping that at some point we'll get a little bit movement on it and they'll be able to figure out who it is that's doing this. But in the meantime, don't give them any money, alrighty? Okay, big changes coming in Alaska. As you know, we love to talk about Alaska here. It's only December, but I came across a story about the Mendenhall Glacier. So the Mendenhall Glacier is it's a beautiful glacier, and you see it when you visit Juneau in Alaska. You don't see it as you pull up into port, but you can take, there's city buses that run out there. There are other buses, there's tour groups, there are ship excursions, lots of different ways to get out there. And it's really popular, and I would say it's one of the best ways to get to see a glacier, as close as you'll be able to get to that glacier when you're in Alaska without taking an excursion that takes a lot more effort to get out to a glacier. Seeing them in Glacier Bay is equally beautiful, so here's another way to see a glacier. Now, the Mendenhall Glacier there right now it has, when you get there, they have like a visitor center. They've got some restrooms. They've got nice trails that you can take, and even a little place where you can walk down and get as close to the Mendenhall Lake there as you can to see the glacier from that vantage point as well. But the U.S. Forest Service has announced that they are going to make some changes. Apparently, they've been looking at this for about a decade, and they finally decided what they're going to do. So they don't have the date. They did not announce a date for when this is going to be all done, but they are going to refurbish the visitor center that they've got there. They are going to build a brand new visitor center as well. They are going to improve their whole trail system there. They're going to build an amphitheater, and what goes with the amphitheater here? Oh, and also some new public use cabins. So it is really going to expand accessibility to that whole area. And so a lot more people, I think, are going to come than would have ever even come anyway, because they are going to have these public use cabins. They're going to have that amphitheater, so they'll be running events there. So it is really going to change, I think, the experience there at the Mendenhall Glacier. Right now, when you get there, you get off, whether you're with an excursion or you're just on the separate bus, and we've done both, you get off and you'll be able to go see the exhibits and a little video that they've got at the visitor center. You can walk on some trails, go up to Nugget Falls, walk around the area a bit, and enjoy looking at the Mendenhall Glacier, but that's about it. And so as they expand this, a whole lot more people are going to come. I thought it was really interesting. They commented when they built the visitor center that's there right now in the 1960s, about 23,000 people came every year then, and now they said that they average about 700,000 people a year, and by the year 2050 they expect 1 million people a year. And I could see that very easily with these changes, because like I said, it is really going to open up. A lot more people are going to want to come because of everything that is offered there. Another note about the Mendenhall Glacier: she is one of the glaciers there that is actually retreating. In Alaska, as even the park ranger was that we spoke with in the visitor center just this last year when we were there, they explained that some of the glaciers are retreating, like going further back, getting a little bit smaller, and there are some that are advancing. They're getting bigger and much larger, and it's really interesting to hear about the different rates with all of them. But the Mendenhall is, from the first time that we saw it in 2014, that from then to where it was just when we were here in 2023, it is indeed far back. It's got the beautiful Mendenhall Lake there. They've got some excursions that you can canoe there, or kayak, I believe, as well. But anyway, so there are big changes coming, and so we'll all be keeping an eye out for the construction there. We're going to have our group cruise to Alaska on the Discovery Princess on July 27th, round trip out of Seattle. It does go to Glacier Bay and all the places, so we're really excited. So I'll take a look and let you know. It's one of those places that even though I have been there several times, it just draws me there every time. It somehow pulls at my heart, and I just have to go see it again with my own eyes. So wanted to let you know about the updates there. Now, a quick promo. Cunard has a promo that they have just barely started and is going to go clear through March 4th of 2024. And what they are announcing it as is they are going to triple the onboard credit that comes with your booking. So they have announced that this is going to be available on some of their transatlantic cruises, their Alaska cruises, their Norwegian Fjord cruises, and Mediterranean cruises. Those are the ones that they have announced in the press release. And you can use that onboard credit for, your excursions, going to the spa, buying something on board, paying for drinks that you want, whatever. You can use that onboard credit for whatever you want. So I thought this might be a nice time to try Cunard. If you've been having it on your list of things to try and you've been waiting for the right time, this just might be the right time. So thought I'd let you know about that. Now, as we're talking about promos and that, wanted to let you know that Carnival Corporation, and so remember, Carnival Corporation actually holds 9 different cruise lines, and including Carnival Cruise Line and Princess Cruise Line, Holland America, Cunard, lots of, and then several others. So they have just announced their earnings report for the fourth quarter and for 2023, and they are posting record earnings. They compare that with where they were in 2019, because before COVID happened, 2019 was the best year that the cruise lines had across the board as far as the major cruise lines go. And so now when the cruise lines are looking at where they are at today, they always look back at as 2019 as that watermark year, because 2020 and 2021 were not they didn't have cruises going like they would have. And so I think it's very encouraging to hear that they posted record earnings in 2023. They have paid off more debt than they expected to be able to pay off in 2023. They said that they have the best booked position that they have ever had in history. They have got 2/3 of their occupancy for 2024 is already booked, and they point out that it's at considerably higher prices, and that is even adjusted for inflation. So not only are the prices higher due to inflation, but they are higher compared to real dollars with where they were before. So that marks an increase. And truly, if you have looked at cruises, the prices are going up. When they announced their 2026 cruises, I was looking at those, the ones that they've got so far in for Princess, and they are up substantially. And just the same rolling forward, it seems like everything's going up. But and they expect a record-breaking year in 2024 as well. So those are the take-home messages. They have a lot of the different metrics that they talk about. But to me, those are the things that stand out the most. And the reason that it's important to me, and I think it's probably important to you, is if we have strong cruise companies, we will get to continue to cruise. We don't have to worry about them going out of business, cutting things that we would really hope that they wouldn't cut. So I think that the future continues to be really bright for getting to go on fun cruises. The last thing I want to talk to you about, I came across a story that I don't know if you have seen it or heard about it as well, but there was a cruise passenger who was on the Costa Fortuna. They called in Grenada, and she decided to go ahead and take a public bus to go hiking in the rainforest to see a waterfall that she wanted to see. In the end, she couldn't find that waterfall, and when she tried to come back to catch the bus, go back to civilization, as they would say, she got lost and could not find her way. So fortunately, she was able to contact her daughter with her phone before, when she realized that she was lost. And the local officials there, so the daughter contacted the officials, and they launched a search for her. She ended up spending 2 nights in the rainforest by herself, but they finally found her, and they said she had some cuts and bruises and was really tired, but they were taking her to the hospital and expected her to be just fine. So I think that is a wonderful, wonderful outcome. Sometimes we're not quite as fortunate when people get lost in the wilderness somewhere, but it really started to make me think about what I do sometimes when we are in places when we go on excursions. The cruise lines always offer excursions. You can book excursions with places like Shore Excursion Group that are very well known for the excursions they run. But sometimes, and I'm included in this, I look at a location and I think of what I want to do, and I either think, well, the excursion is more than I want to spend for that, or I think, I don't want to follow their timeline. I want to do my own thing. And so we're going to do our own thing. And then you look at how you're going to do it. And I just want us to all kind of think about what happened with this lady when we're deciding what we're going to do. I am so grateful that she was found safe and sound, but it really informs my choices, and I hope that it informs your choices. There are good and bad things about going with cruise line excursions. Generally, there are more people, and if you book an excursion with lots of people, the whole thing is going to move slower because you have so many people to move around. Sometimes they spend longer in one place than you want to be. There's all of these things, there are pros and cons. At the same time, you're with a group that's connected with the ship. You know that if anything happens, they'll take care of you and that you'll be able to get back to the ship. You also know that if anything unexpected happens in that location, they will safely get you back to the ship. I have thought about that again and again after what happened in Israel. The people that were with the excursions with the ship were taken care of, whisked right back to the ship. We had our own Let's Go family member that experienced that. And it would have been a really different experience if you were not with the ship that day. And so look at everything and then make your best choice about what to do, but really keep in mind everything that you need to consider when you decide where you're going to go. And surely, if you want to go off into the rainforest or trek some unknown area, take a guide with you. Go with a group that you've got a tour, like a group leader, tour guide that really knows the area, and we'll make sure that you don't get lost, quite frankly. So I really appreciate all of you. I'm really excited to get your emails. I love to read your comments. Let me know how it's going on the cruise that you're on. Let me know what you're looking forward to your cruise for next year, what excursions you've got booked, what excursions you have loved on the cruises you've been on, because that helps all of us. Really appreciate you all. Thanks for being here with me today. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.